Peace, family. How's everyone today? I hope everyone is doing good on this good Tuesday morning. Um, I've been guided to come up here and speak about a very personal experience that I was definitely not ready to share, but Spirit is on me right now. So there's someone that may be experiencing this, and maybe people have told you that you were delusional, it's really not happening, but I'm here to let you know that it is a real thing when you encounter the incubus and the succubus spirit. And what brought about this experience in my life at the time, this was maybe about, I want to say, almost 15 years ago. Something, yeah, something like that. 12 to 15 years ago. But at the time in my life, I was abusing drugs, okay? And I was drinking heavy at that time because I was going through a lot in my life, and that was the way that I coped. I smoked weed and I drank beer. Okay, that was my thing at the time, and drinking was one of the ways that I feel like made me more susceptible to these demonic energies. And not only that, I had a very high sex drive anyway, and I just damn, just kind of feel uncomfortable. But I gotta share this with y'all, right? I gotta share this with y'all. So it's gonna be some TMI moments. I just want to let you guys know, but I really need to share this because I don't want people to feel embarrassed about the experience either. Even though I'm sitting here and I feel slightly embarrassed because this is kind of uncomfortable, but it's a real thing. And so yeah, like I was saying, when I would get to drinking, that's when I really wanted to have sex. And at this time, me and my husband just wasn't seeing eye to eye. We was going through a lot in our marriage, and I felt as though he was stepping out a lot. And so the attraction there between me and him, it just wasn't there. I didn't really want to be bothered with him. I didn't want him to touch me. And so I was in my head a lot. I was in my head imagining, other men touching me and shit. And so it kind of started off from that, and then I started buying these different sex toys, and I started getting it in for myself. And so masturbation became the thing for me. Okay, I was not letting that man touch me. I would do me. And this is where I found out how masturbating opens the door to these demonic spirits. Okay, so I enjoyed the vibrator. Okay, me personally, I really didn't want to use no dildos because if it wasn't the real thing, I did not want no plastic thing. And so I would just always use my vibrator or my fingers. And so I was doing this often. Like I became addicted. So once I get the drinking, I'm trying to, once I get my peace time, the kids is situated and whatnot, I'm in the room. Okay, I'm getting it in. You feel me? I'm getting it in. And so over time, like after a couple of weeks of me just being super focused on wanting to masturbate, and my thoughts was always on sex, and I wasn't bold enough to go out and just go cheat. And then I really didn't have the opportunity to cheat. I was always in the crib, and I just didn't have the opportunity to cheat for real. Because I sure would have. At that time, I did not give a rat's ass. I was trying to do some get back. I'm past that now, y'all. I'm past that. I done elevated above that way of thinking now. But back then, that's where my headspace was at. And so, like I said, this went on for weeks while I was doing this. And in my spirit, I knew that on some level it wasn't right. It wasn't healthy. Like it was now excessive at this point. But the feelings that I got, like it felt so good. It took my mind away from the stress that I was going through and the hell I felt like I was going through every day, living the same nightmarish life, every single day. That was just my getaway. And so at nighttime, I would notice, even while my husband was laying next to me, I would feel something penetrating me. I could feel something that felt like someone's hands kind of opening up my legs a little bit. And I thought I was bugging. You know what I mean? Like, I really thought I was tripping because, like I said, I was smoking and I was drinking at this time. So, I'm like, nah, I'm just tripping. And I dismissed it a couple times. But after a while, it was no longer something that was, something that could be dismissed, because it would feel like a penis had really went inside of me. Like, and this wasn't no little penis now. Okay. So I was feeling this. And like, okay, so for me, like I said, TMI, this is TMI, y'all, TMI now. Okay. For me, now, a large size, it stretches me, so I feel it. Like, it feel like my freaking vagina is freaking open or something afterwards. Like, I can feel the difference. And so I knew that something had penetrated me. And this went on for a couple of nights. But yo, it felt good, right? It felt so good. And in my dreams, I would be meeting up. I would be meeting up with this man. I never really could see his face. Excuse me, family. Okay, so yeah, I would be having these dreams about this man coming to me, but I could never really see his face. It was just this man with this nice physique, and the sex was always so good that I didn't even care. I just knew I was having some good sex, okay, in my dreams. And I would wake up and my yoni would be wet. Do you hear me? It got to the point where I was excited to go to sleep. And this was a pattern for me for at least a couple months. This was a pattern for me. Well, I just couldn't wait to go to sleep because I knew that I was going to meet up with this man, and I was going to be feeling this. And so it got to the point where it started to happen not only at nighttime when I would go to sleep, but also in the daytime. If I would take naps, I would get this I would be paralyzed on the couch. Like, even before I go to sleep, I would start to be paralyzed on the couch and couldn't move. And it would feel like somebody was eating my yoni out, y'all. Like, and at first it would scare me, but then I just got comfortable with it. I allowed myself to get comfortable with it because I desired to have sex so much, and I wasn't feeling my husband. And like I said, I wasn't getting out like that. So, and it wasn't nobody I was trying to mess with anyway, for real. And so yeah, for me, this was like, in my mind at that time, I felt this was a safe way for me to have sex. My husband won't go know about it, and I was still getting my rocks off. Don't judge me, y'all. I'm just being transparent for y'all. But you can judge me if you want to. It is what it is. I'm not tripping. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And so yeah, it got to the point where it was happening in the daytime too. And sometimes it would get scary because I would wake up sometime with these scratches on me out my dream. When I wake up from my dream, I would have these scratches on me. And then other times I would have this dream where I was just in this pitch black, like dark, dense, dark. And all I would see was these teeth and these eyes growling at me. And I knew this was something demonic that was going on, for sure. I knew that the incubus and, the succubus spirit, what I encountered was the succubus spirit. That's supposed to be the male version. But I knew that it was demonic, but I didn't give a fuck at that time. Like I didn't care, because I was in such a dark space in my mind anyway, that I didn't care, you know? I was just looking for pleasure. That's it. That's all I was focused on. So, but it got to the point where I started to be attacked. And I was always tired. Like I was super drained, and I felt myself going in this depressive state, you know? And so I started calling out more to God. I started praying more to God, because I wanted to be freed from this thing now, because for me, it started to get out of control. Okay. And I was no longer feeling comfortable with it. I was no longer wanting to be a part of this. Like, I wanted to be done with it. So I started to, like I said, I started to call out to God. I started reading the Bible. I started studying the Bible like crazy. And I put all my focus on God. I threw away all my sex toys I had. I stopped myself from masturbating so much. I really had to discipline myself. And I was just asking for forgiveness. I'm asking for forgiveness. Like, God, please heal me from this. I don't want this no more in my life, And I wanted to cut the cords. I truly wanted to cut the cords, because this was not for me. This is not what I wanted. This is what I thought I wanted, but this is not what I wanted. And I just put all my focus into God. Every part of my day was God, like all day long. I'm listening to different videos. Joyce Myers was that's my girl. She was one of the people that I went to, and I watched a lot of her videos daily. I watched a lot of her videos, and TD Jakes, Joyce Myers, and Joel Osteen. Those are my three go-tos, and they help get me through. They help get me through, and just the Spirit of God helped get me through. I can't say that that's going to be everybody's story, and how, you know, they can break away from the incubus or the succubus spirit. But for me, in my experience, that's what it was for me. But I had to make a sacrifice of my sex toys, and as well as drinking. I had to cut that out too. I didn't completely cut it out, y'all. I'm not even going front. I did not completely cut it out, but it was always that feeling when I did drink from time to time, because I slowed it down. That's what I did. I slowed it down, and when I did want to have sex, I would just have sex with my husband instead of entertaining the thought to want to masturbate. So masturbation, for me, in my opinion, is a doorway to be open for demonic spirits to come into your life and torment you in different ways, and as well as alcohol. Because anytime I was under the influence of alcohol, I was so open to, whatever. Like, my mind state was not always where it should be when I was drinking. And that was something that was brought more to my awareness as time went on. But yeah, so that's my experience with the succubus spirit. And I hope that was helpful for someone, just to hear the story, and just to beware of the dangers of masturbation and alcohol. Just drug use, period, I feel like is a gateway. But at the same time, in moderation, I feel, keep it in moderation, guys. If you are going to do your thing, don't be excessive, because it will distort your mind and have you doing things and accepting things that you normally wouldn't be accepting to. But my focus is to keep my eyes on God, okay? Because I know what's out here, and I know that it's many spirits that walk among us, and it's so many different ways that they're able to enter into our lives. And they're also able to enter into our lives through the different traumas that we experience. And me myself personally, before I go, um, I've experienced some things growing up, you know, that was yeah, well, I ain't even gonna get into that, but that'll be another story for another day. But just be mindful, guys, you know, that these demonic spirits are real. It's a real thing. Some people may feel like it's a delusion, but I'm here to say it's a real thing, straight up. So be careful, all right? And that's my story, guys. Peace and blessings to you all.